Christine Williams with the Cup of Glow here for all of you that are tapping into the Soulful Guild. Oh my goodness, I've been on vacation and I didn't want to get up and glow. But anyway, the storm is a brewing. We got through the night. It was horrible and wonderful at the same time. What an amazing storm. I don't think I've been through an electric storm like that ever. It was amazing. It was a beautiful manifestation of Mother Nature at work and the wonders of the world. But I'm telling you, I was praying. It was scary. I live close to Spanish Fork Canyon, and they closed the canyon. There was flooding, debris floating, lightning everywhere. Anyway, I could just feel it working through my body. So I'm happy for the daylight. I'm happy for the morning. I can't even imagine people that have gone through this and live in this kind of terrain as a norm, because that was pretty scary. Anyway, we made it through the day, and I was calling upon my divine powers and prayer and Michael to protect. And so this morning I thought I would use Michael, the Michael deck. Let me find my little book here. Adoring Virtues, Archangel Michael Oracle deck, because it is a beautiful deck when we feel like we need extra protection. And I definitely feel that way and felt that way last night. So anyway, I went ahead and pulled a card. So take a drink. Let's get ready for the message. It's amazing how you can be in the air for an hour and a half and you go from 106 to 86 and then dropping. I feel like it's winter, and I know it isn't, but that change was so dramatic. Anyway, so I'm so happy to have something warm to drink this morning. The card, this is an interesting card to get. And I'm going to just read it straight as it is. Because when we pull cards, especially if I do it for a group or who may ever be tapping in, the angels and the guides are considering everyone who's watching, especially maybe and specifically certain people that are watching. So it may not apply to you, but it may, and there may be a different way we can apply the message. So this card says, forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. And let me read what the message is. Archangel Michael sees that guilt is interfering with the happiness you seek. Guilt is a useless emotion unless it creates change, unless it's used as a lesson, as a teacher, okay? It's good for our senses to be heightened to awareness of something to help us to change behavior, but sometimes our brain goes run amok and we carry that emotion or that feeling and create so much more than it is, and it doesn't really serve us. So Michael says here that he sees that it's interfering with your happiness. You're blaming yourself for something that's in the past. We've been working on releasing the past, haven't we? But sometimes we can just feel like there's just something in the road. Well, kind of like that debris that was floating down the road, which created a situation where they had to stop the traffic. The flow stopped. That is the kind of an example of the definition of the word damned. When someone is damned, They're just stopped from the flow. And the flow of traffic could not work last night. It could not go because of the debris that was floating, that was in the road, that needed to be taken care of. And guilt is just one of those emotions, like that debris that's lying in the road. Unless you move it, you can't go forward. You can't, you can figure out how to go around it, but that might cause more damage. So, um, let me read a little bit more here. But it's time to let it go, especially since self blame is unproductive and unhealthy. So, two things: when you're in guilt, you're going to be unproductive and it's going to affect your health. Now, you have to decide if those are things that you want to be. I don't think those are things that we put on our wish list, on our bucket list, as being unproductive and unhealthy. And yet we carry around guilt that keeps us in that state of non production. In truth, you've done nothing wrong. You were doing the best you could at the time. I think that's one of the great things about time is it allows us to work to grow. We're students of life. And woulda, shoulda, couldas are just that. They're just words. They don't serve us. Whatever it is, whatever our life has been, it has been. Instead of saying, I would have, should have, could have done that. Well, you didn't. But you did the best that you could in the situation, as we always do. And there are some, let me just say, there are some who are out there to not do that. That their goal is to, and their job is to create problems. But that's not, you're not watching. You're not the ones I'm speaking to right now. Those are not tapping into light. I'm speaking to those who desire to work in light, to be light, to serve humanity, love self. Those are the ones that we're talking about here. And that's who Michael is talking to. You were doing the best you could at the time. That's what life is about. It's the game of life is about advancing and figuring it out as you go. So, other possible meanings that they throw in here: think and speak lovingly about yourself. Again, as I've stated before, I'm going on a word diet or a word limit, or changing my words, trying to speak only positive and truthful things. Do we need to start speaking kindly about ourselves? I know I need to do that every day. I need to remember that every day. Stop, stop rumbling or reminiscing or staying in the past. Send blessings to those that you're angry with as a way of healing yourself in the situation. Know that you can't control other people, their feelings, or their reactions. And I've always said, well, not always, but for a few years, I've just had this little saying or thing that I've adopted, that I am just sending someone a love sandwich. So if you were to pack lunch for your child to school, you'd fill it with the best foods. You'd fill it with maybe even a fun little love note or something that will make them happy through the day. Well, pack a love sandwich and send it off from your heart to someone that is full of good intentions, good thoughts, good feelings, and intend for them to receive it and transform. Often that love sandwich really needs to be sent to ourselves, but if there is someone that you're holding resentment for, or it's hard to get past something, send love, because love is the transformer. And when we're projecting love, love is what comes back to us. So I think this is a really great message. And I think not the little storm, but the big storm last night really helped me to see in a physical way um, some examples of debris in the physical world, just like debris in our spirit and in our aura, holds us from progressing and keeps us in this state of panic and fear and paralyzation. That's no way to be for a very long time. Fight or flight is put into us for a reason. It's to move us, it's to keep us safe, but it's not a way to be living all the time. In our society, there are many people that are developing these chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and all of these ongoing immune disorders. I am telling you that they are created first from emotions that are stuck in the hold mode. When you are stuck in acceleration and fear for a long period of time, all of your body, all of your organs get overworked, and they have to compensate and work for each other to keep you safe. And when that happens, we become overly exhausted and create these autoimmune diseases. So it would benefit us as humans to figure it out, to how to not live in those emotions. Experience them, of course. That's why we're here. But just review them, see them for the truth of the situation, act accordingly, and then move on. Thank you for the learning experience. Literally, life is here to teach us, to help us to grow, to help us evolve. Don't get stuck in the storm. Don't let the debris stop you from moving. And call upon Archangel Michael, especially in stressful situations where you might not feel safe. And know and trust that he will be there to help you. That is the message for today. And that will be a great challenge for me and for you, I think, to not blame yourself and recognize that we're doing the best that we can in the moment. When you know better, you do better, right? That's the way I see it. At least that's the way I'm trying to be. So, cup of glow to you. Move the debris so you can go down the road. Isn't that a great feeling? Have a great day. See you tomorrow.